Do I have everybody's attention now?
What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. And, look at the title. This is not my Extreme Rules review. I would love to talk about how awesome the Shield are. I would love to talk about how awesome the Wyatts are. I would love to talk about the six-man at the pay-per-view. I'd love to talk about the cage match. I'd love to talk about, you know, Cesaro and Bad News Barrett and all those sorts of things. But comes a time when you have to look at what's really important. And what's really important when you look at yourself as a human being is being able to admit that you are wrong. And guys, I've been wrong. I have had an opinion of Daniel Bryan. I have been very passionate about my opinion of Daniel Bryan. I have, in expressing that opinion, been very overzealous. I have exaggerated at points in time. I have made out and out, you know, outlandish statements about Daniel Bryan, and I've exaggerated to the point of inaccuracy. I went as far, for impact purposes, to say that Daniel Bryan is the new John Cena. Daniel Bryan is more John Cena than John Cena. And I guess I got, the YWC Reality Check got his own reality check from the Daniel Bryan fan. Not because they, you know, came to me with a calm, rational discussion, you know, mostly hateful comments in my videos, but I have thought a lot about Daniel Bryan and my comparison of him to John Cena. And you guys know how I feel about John Cena, and bottom line, I was wrong. So what I'm saying is, to all the Daniel Bryan fans out there that I may have offended, to all the Daniel Bryan fans that raged or were so immensely upset by the videos that I did comparing Daniel Bryan to John Cena, symbolically from me to you, come on, bring it in, hug it out, Spaz still loves you. And listen to me very carefully when I say this. Daniel Bryan is not John Cena. He is, however, Zack Ryder. So let me present you with 12 reasons why Daniel Bryan is Zack Ryder. Oh yes. Let's see, you sell them on hair. Yeah, you sell them on hair. Everybody remembers Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder was pathetic and weird and should never have gone anywhere. It's a good thing he's gone, right? You know, all that take care, spike your hair, woo-woo, are you serious, bro, garbage. Kind of like, you know, the GOAT. Kind of like the big storyline about Daniel Bryan not wanting to shave his beard. Kind of like, oh, he's got a beard and it's important, and, you know, to some people it was sexy, and da-da-da. The persona was the beard. So much better than the persona being the hair. Not really. Selling them on a follicle that grows off of their head. Take care, spike your hair is no more or less pathetic than fear the beard. It's just not. Again, simple things like the chants and the hand gestures. Woo woo woo. The crowd, a couple years ago, when Zack Ryder was the flavor of the month, woo 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 was ringing throughout the arenas. You would think that he was the world heavyweight champion with the reception that he got sometimes, because he had the little guy following that Daniel Bryan has now. Woo 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 has become yes, yes, yes. And going like this has become going like this. It hasn't really changed. See, from this to this. From woo 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 to yes, yes, yes. From woo 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 to yes, yes, yes. The Pavlovian fans in the audience that drool like a dog when you ring the proper bell are going to chant just about anything you give them. It's sad. What's the last-ditch effort, especially with the large male demographic in the WWE? If nobody cares about a superstar, let's give them a girlfriend. Eve. Brie. Nuff said. They both do goofy shit on non-wrestling programs. At least Zack Ryder did it in something that represented him, and something that was about him. He did Z True Long Island Story, which was goofy as fuck. But if you look at the flip side, you've got Daniel Bryan, whose two main claims to fame, two main things outside of the wrestling realm, are Total Divas, where the biggest storyline is he goes and buys a bus where nobody's allowed to shit or have a boner. And he pays a ring full of people to pretend to be his fans. And yeah, these are ways to get you to a championship. Cena's been involved a lot with both of these guys. Cena has mooched off of the flavor of the month quality of both of these guys. When Ryder was the flavor of the month, John Cena was there to be his big brother, to, you know, protect him from all the ills in the world and make him look about 2 feet tall. Now that Daniel Bryan is the flavor of the month, John Cena said, I'll give him a title shot. Then everybody will like me. And the Daniel Bryan fans were so cute because they thought it was in recognition of what their boy had done, when it was just, okay, this is the Ryder wave. This is the Ziggler wave. This is the Daniel Bryan wave. Cena keeps trying to ride those waves to see if he can get any kind of positive reaction. He used your boy like a bitch. Like he used Ryder like a bitch. Oh, yes. Cena left them both in the dust. Cena left Ryder after getting his ass handed to him by Kane and went on to fight The Rock. Cena, after, you know, Bryan's title thing at SummerSlam was such a debacle, and went off to Randy Orton and says, well, you know, Daniel Bryan had a shot, but when they unify those titles, it's going to be me in that spot at TLC, not Daniel Bryan. So he got a couple of good cheers that he could get out of his association, his loose association with Daniel Bryan, and left him in the dust where goats belong. Oh yes. If you want to get sympathy for them, what do? You pull out an old relic like Kane and kick the crap out of him. Kick the crap out of Ryder to get John Cena's attention. Kick the crap out of Daniel Bryan to get the authorities' attention. Again, had nothing to do with Ryder, had nothing to do with Bryan, had to do with people that were more important. Noticing a trend. Oh yes. They both wore neck braces like they were going out of style, like they were fashion accessories, like to get sympathy. Oh yes. At least Ryder, when he was in the neck brace and the neck collar, whatever, had the sense to be in a wheelchair. You know, spinal injury, you might want to be in a wheelchair, not up walking around like Daniel Bryan was. Oh, yes. Both got belts and remained jokes. The peak of the Ryder revolution was him winning the U.S. Championship. He got the U.S. title, and it did fuck all for him, and he's still a joke. Daniel Bryan got a little bit more because the crowd was a little bit louder. He got to swamp everybody at WrestleMania and get the belts, and it was big and it was huge, and the Daniel Bryan fans got to be delusional and think they had brought about real change and there's going to be a revolution in the WWE. 1 month later, how's that working out for you? Oh, yes. When Zack Ryder had his rivalry with Kane, it was campy. It was stupid. Everybody said that this is dumb. Everybody said, you know, leaving a mask here or there, you know, the car spot with the car not working and the girlfriend screaming and acting horribly. And you made the comparisons, I made the comparisons, we all made the comparisons. It's See No Evil Part 2 happening on WWE TV. Daniel Bryan making that idea a trilogy is just pathetic. The hardcore match at Extreme Rules, okay. 2 big spots. The fire spot, which was a Kane spot, not a Daniel Bryan spot, was Kane falling off the ring into the fire, which was a bump that he did when Daniel Bryan, you know, ricocheted him off the side. He didn't actually do anything. He didn't take a bump. He didn't put his body on the line. And let me just say something. From a personal, can I infuse a personal bit here? Most of you guys know, because it's happened in the time that I've had this channel, I work just outside of Toronto in a boring-ass warehouse, and part of that involves me driving a forklift. I've only been driving a forklift for a year, but I can make driving a forklift more exciting than Daniel Bryan. Kane made himself a bitch so that Daniel Bryan could drive like grandma on Sunday, even though it was Sunday, I'll give you that much, to the ring, dump him out, and do one flying headbutt off of the pallet, which was roughly the same height as the ring ropes. Call me when you're Jeff Hardy and you're doing it off the Titantron, otherwise shut the fuck up. Won the belts, the crowd got what they wanted, the crowd got to feel like they'd done something, which was sad because WWE made you puppets, and ultimately, both of them are still a joke. Just saying. They killed the momentum of anybody that was around them. Ryder's a joke. Daniel Bryan's a joke. Ryder beating Ziggler is something I don't think Ziggler ever recovered from. He's been in the world title picture, but they've been minuscule title reigns at best. And who takes Ziggler seriously? Who comes out right now when Ziggler has a match and thinks, okay, Ziggler might win? No, because if he can get beat by Ryder, he can beat by anybody. Now, whether you like to admit it or not, or whether you let it sink in or not, or whether you like them or not, Batista and Randy Orton were both in world title contention at WrestleMania. They got squashed by Daniel Bryan in a bullshit fashion, and what are they doing now? Yeah, they're fighting the Shield, which is awesome, but they've been relegated to the tag team ranks, and not even the tag team ranks that are going to get them tag team titles. No, they're doing six-man tags with Triple H, which again is fine, but they're instead of going for the World Championship, they are in the revamp of a group that existed, what, 10 years ago? And they're getting their ass handed to them by the Shield. The Shield's great, but you're getting your ass handed to you in tag team matches when a month ago you were main eventing the biggest sports and entertainment spectacular of all time. Thank you, Daniel Bryan. Oh, yes. And here's the most important thing. The most important thing, we all got behind Ryder. He fizzled, he flopped, he left, and you guys didn't want to see him anymore, and neither did I. Same will happen to Daniel Bryan. The same will happen to Daniel Bryan because they tried too hard. The same way they tried too hard with Zack Ryder. Because they took a genuine crowd response that was good. Zack Ryder was loved. He wasn't a main eventer, but he was loved. He had a crowd love. He had that underdog type of thing. But then they manufactured it and made a show about it and made t-shirts about it and put the spotlight on the fans in a way that they don't want to be. Because the fans don't want to think that they're agreeing with what the company wants them to do. Same thing with Daniel Bryan. The fans naturally cheered for Daniel Bryan, but as soon as the WWE acknowledges that the fans are cheering for Daniel Bryan in a way that it's just, oh, this is what we wanted the fans to do. No, because Daniel Bryan's supposedly this big rebel, the fans want to think that they're not doing what the WWE wants them to do. They're going to lose interest. They're going to lose interest quickly. They're going to move on to another flavor of the month. You know, you're going to have some dipshit like Ashton say, oh, every single episode of Raw is going to suck until Tyler Breeze is the undisputed world champion of the world of the world of the world. This is Twitwow. So here's what I'm saying to you. And if a goofball like John Cena can quote The Dark Knight, then so can I. When I say Daniel Bryan is going to fizzle out and that he's not as big as you guys say he is, I'm not a bad guy. I'm just ahead of the curve. And Daniel Bryan is Zack Ryder. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all of these conversations going. Try to argue with me. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys!